weight. So there's all kinds of good machines out there. There's different fucking brands and Prime, there's fucking Lantis, there's fucking Panada. This is New Tech. I'm not affiliated with anybody, so I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just gonna make a point with this machine. So a lot of you guys that are pressing out there, regardless of how your press form is, whether you're following my technique or you're following someone else or you do your own fucking shit, right? The idea is that a lot of you, whether it's front delt dominant or you're using your shoulder more or whatever it is, you're not understanding that the mechanics of the press are like, I want to bring my hands in. I want to bring my arms across my body to flex my pec. I don't flex my pec by extending my arm. So that's me firing on my tricep, right? So it's like a commonly understood principle to people who know how to work out. It's something that shouldn't need to be explained, but apparently it does. So there's no better way to understand that than like this machine is new. This company is new. They're basically engineering machines that I think work better or are better biomechanically for people. And you'll see on this press if you do it correctly, even if you don't do it correctly, when you get to a certain point on this machine, it's gonna start wide. When you get to a certain point, it's gonna automatically make you do this. It's gonna automatically make your elbows cave in and it torques and turns like this. So if you're on this is not heavy because I'm fucking lazy today and I don't wanna do heavy weight. Don't wanna do heavy weight any day. But if I'm here in this position, say this is the position we start people in with our shoulders back, lats down, hands here. When I go to press here, I'm open up, but when I go to push in, as you see, right when I get to about here, the motion of the machine is down and in and out. So I end up locking down and in. You can see the path of this as it's going in towards you, it starts to dip, this arm swivels and turns in. So it started wide and it rocks in and out. So it forces my arm to extend like this, right? Every machine in here, there's no other machine in here that does that. That has this basically this swivel point or this hinge point, rotate that they say, rotate here, so that you can get that squeeze and contraction of pushing through your chest. That being said, if you do it wrong, it's still gonna look like shit. So these machines aren't foolproof. They're not like, it's like chest for dummies, do you know what I mean? Everyone's like, oh, it forces me to go into the position, but if you're still here and you do this, it's still wrong. Like, yeah, it's doing what it should do, but you're not doing what you should do. So that's where the disconnect is, right? You still have to have the form of understanding that when I press stuff, it's not me trying to push through things, I'm trying to fall back and fire through and squeeze my lats around. So I'm tucking in lats and I'm pressing out here. The only way that I can extend my arms and have my arms do this on a press and squeeze like this with extension is by coming around my lat. So I have to understand the control of my lat bringing it back, and then when my lat's punched in, I need to push out around my lat when I come in and squeeze to get my hands to come to this tight position. So all you guys watching this, who maybe do dumbbells or maybe, I don't know what you could do. Like dumbbells is the best example. You come up to the top and you see these guys clang dumbbells together because they perceive that like when they get here, this is their chest stretch, which is right, but it's not right because your mechanics are off. So this is showing you that yes, you should squeeze to the middle. The idea should be to come across your pec and fire, but as you can see, I'm towards the camera here and I'm falling away from the camera here and now I'm contracted. I'm not going here going to you, right? Reaching for you. I'm falling away, I'm pushing my hands out, right? So try and like understand, I'm just giving these guys a shout out because this machine is pretty fucking well constructed and pretty well thought out. It's also can be on different angles. It can be on an incline, more of a decline, more of an incline. We can bring these forward. We can adjust a million fucking things on this thing to make it more comfortable and fit for people, right? So it's a good machine. I think a lot of companies are gonna have to step up their game when it comes to machines, especially because guys like these are in the industry now that are making stuff easier for people. So you're still gonna have to learn, like we said, the movement, but once you have the basic idea of the movement, the principles of the movement, shit like this comes along and it's like it's connecting the dots for people, right? Even if you're doing it kind of right, say you're one of these guys you're one of these stiff pressers, so you don't move your head and you just push out is here. As you can see, I'm still in the same spot. That if I start when I'm here, I start with my head forward and I move through presses, I end up turning my elbow in. So I almost end up torquing like this to extend, which is a true press, right? So it's good for any style of presser as long as they understand to keep their weight back. And it's just something that if you guys are gym owners out there, I'm not affiliated with NewTek. NewTek doesn't pay me a fucking cent. I'm just down for getting good equipment for people in gyms that like can help them get better, right? So this is one of those pieces that I would probably recommend on top of a handful of other pieces in here, like whether they're fucking Panada or Atlantis, right? So we'll probably review a couple more because we got new shit in here right now. I'm doing like a fucking infomercial for Prime Pure Muscle right now. But it's just like, fuck man, if we can get people better equipment, we can get better, if you can get gym owners writing, a lot of people write me who own gyms who are looking for equipment, they're like, what do you think of this thing? What do you think of that thing? Because we have it here and they don't, and they're interested in it, right? So just kind of like a helping guide for that, because I mean, not everything that's new is good. Yeah. But this happens to be one thing that is, right?
Okay, I'm trying to get like a routine into the gym. Is there any starting machines that you recommend?
I'm gonna be the complete opposite of what anyone would recommend to you, and I would have you guys, if you're starting off in the gym, I would start you purely on machines. I wouldn't have you touch a free weight at all, except for maybe a handful of movements that would be like maybe for arms, biceps, like biceps and triceps and stuff. But I probably wouldn't have any free weight movement at all, other than maybe dumbbell presses. That's about it. If you're doing it on your own and you don't have someone that you're training with or someone that you trust to guide you, the best idea would be to do machines, because again, these machines, like this machine for example, is on a fixed path. So I can't push this, even if I wanted to push it up towards the ceiling, I can't. I also can't do any other thing to it. It's gonna go on the tracking, so I'm just gonna have to move around it however it goes. But it's kind of showing me where I should push, so even if I don't know, I'm like, oh, okay, like I understand, you're building a framework of movement that you understand this motion of pushing. That when you pick up a dumbbell or something like that, someone who's ever worked out, you notice they're spastic because their body doesn't know how to acclimate to the movement, right? So I would stick to machines, and I would stick to very basic machines. I wouldn't jump on a machine like this right away. I'd stick to maybe just a basic pressing machine or a pec fly, any of these older press machines, because they're more rigid in their line of movement, and you can kind of get a baseline of how to move off that, and then just build your repertoire up from there. Don't rush to be one of these guys or girls who, because there are a million different exercises for that body part, doesn't mean you have to do them all. There's a million different ways to hit a tennis ball, but everyone hits it a little differently, right? So
someone said that you've already done like professional competitions and bodybuilding. If you just hold back, is there a certain body type you would like to have, or a certain physique that you would change differently?
Yeah, not mine. I'm gonna have 2 fake hips within a week and fucking a fake shoulder. So, not mine. When I was coming up and I got into bodybuilding, I was I was motivated and I wanted to look like guys like Kevin Levrone, Dorian Yates. These are the guys that people like in the bodybuilding world really looked up to. Like, they had physiques that were like, holy fuck, like how do I look like that, right? So I would definitely, if I could do it all over again, I would focus on keeping my waist smaller, attempting to try and keep my waist smaller, and not being so concerned about these heavy lifts and trying to getting people the way I think of, don't worry so much about the weight. The weight will come. It will just naturally, you will get stronger. You will need more weight to stimulate. But I was on like a mission to lift like poundage that I had no business lifting. It wasn't helping me in any way. So I would just go back and do that and be more of like a streamlined looking aesthetic guy than more of like a big monster motherfucker, right? If I had my own gym, if this was my gym, half the people in here would be kicked out today. Strictly based on attire. We joked about doing the zap skit of people sitting on machines. I've just watched to my left a guy sitting on a machine for fucking, the whole time we've been filming, he hasn't done a fucking set yet. He's been on his phone, so. And to my right as well. So it's like, it's not to make fun of people, it's not like, it's just, that's the culture, right? Like, and then you can't leave the gym and then tell people that you train hard. Like, I'm not training this video because I already trained today. I don't tend to want to train when I'm being filmed because I like to have a pretty decent pace, and I don't talk. So like, I'm putting effort into what I'm doing, right? Like, if you're coming here to just hang out and fucking sit on the machine and take a picture and like get your fit right, it's like, we're making fun of these people, but it's like, it's good that you're here. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that people are into working out. It's a lot better than like just being at home being a fucking bum and being a fucking fat blob. You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, it's like you have to put some effort into this if you want to if you actually want to be a part of this community and you want to see results from what you're doing, which would be like probably the motivation for most people to come here. You have to put in the effort, and not a lot of you are putting in the effort. It's minimal at best. And in their mind, it's not their fault. They're not purposely trying to put in minimal effort. They think that it's a lot of effort. And then you come and tell them like, well, this is nothing. What the fuck are you doing? Like, I've done leg days with people. Leg days are a little different because they are exhausting, but like, I've done leg days with people who I do a warm up with a band. Anyone who's watched my stuff, I do a warm up walking with the band, squatting with the band, like warming up the hips and the glutes and stuff. I've had someone throw up off that. There's no weight. You're moving your body weight in a band. Like, how out of shape are you? What have you been doing in here for the last decade? Like, it's fucking crazy, man. It's like going to a football practice and the guy's like, I'm a quarterback, and you see him throw the ball and you're like, what the fuck was that? You know, you can't even throw the ball 10 yards. It's not even a spiral. And you're like, oh, but I play quarterback. I know all about it. It's like, no, you just go to the field and fuck around. You're not trying to learn how to do something, right? So I just think that the kids nowadays, they get a bad rap. I give them a bad rap just because I see a lot of laziness. I see a lot of hard-working people too. I just don't see them in my view every day. But there are people working hard.
It's also, I feel like this generation's a discipline, right? It lacks discipline, or like stuff like goals. It's changed,
yeah,
right?
it's just like. It's just another activity to like be a part of. You know what I mean? Like, I go to the gym. I'm a gym person too. I'm a yoga person too. I'm into health, and I'm also a fucking motivational speaker, or whatever the fuck it could be. It's like you're just adding to the laundry list of like things you do that like are adjectives of you. Like Mike, the lifter, Mike, the boxer. Like, I do all this stuff. I know so much stuff. I'm not good at any of it, but there's no like focus, right? It's just to be here and like fuck around and. Like, if you walk out of the gym wearing the same outfit you came in the gym with, meaning that you don't change your shirt when you leave, you didn't work hard enough. If you're not sweating, this goes for everyone out there, women too. If you're not sweating enough that you need to change your shirt, you have not worked hard enough in here. There should be at least like a little bit of pit stain. Guys got the under tit stain a bit on the t-shirt, middle of the back sweat. Girls have fucking whatever, like swamp butt in their fucking leggings or whatever. But it's like, you know, you have to exert yourself if you want results. It's like, stress is the key here. This isn't a leisurely activity. Everyone thinks bodybuilding and like lifting weights is a leisure activity. Like, you just come and like, oh, I did some dumbbell curls, now I'm gonna get a protein shake. It's like, it's not what it is, dude. Like, bust your ass and work hard and keep a pace that's like almost unmanageable for you, or like challenging, and you will surprisingly bring your heart rate up and sweat. Like any other fucking activity that's like physical, right? Then everyone comes in here and they're just like dilly-dallying around, like you go talk to one guy, hey man, what's up, bro? Like, I saw a guy in here the other day had fucking, what are those called? Bobby pins? Bobby pins in his hair. And he wasn't one of the people we've been referring to lately. This is a straight man.